Well, good afternoon, everyone. This is Danny Gordon, and I want to thank you for taking time to join us for this short webinar. As you know, I'm the president of iGroup Senior Markets, and we are very excited about the opportunity of the senior market. And I just wanted to give you a quick update. We just finished our third year, and our second year, we had about a 433% growth in revenue. This last year, we had about a 220% growth. And we're looking at almost tripling growth this year for 2020. It is a very exciting time for us. And we believe that the senior market is just going to get better. In fact, I found out 5 life carriers joined the Medicare range. In fact, I had a talk with AIG, their chief product officer. They're creating their own Medicare product. Everybody's getting into the Medicare space. And I think the writing's on the wall that Medicare will be the primary product for everyone down the road. Now, I don't know when, but I believe it will be coming. And so in preparation for 2020, we had such a great turnout for our July training, our 5-day advanced Medicare training, that we wanted to offer the same opportunity and even make it a little better. And so Don Meyer, our national trainer, he's going to be presenting to you this training opportunity, but I would say it's really a recruiting opportunity, and that you can use this to recruit agents to your agency. And so Don, I've known Don 22, 23 years, maybe longer. He's probably one of the best trainers that I've ever seen. And I think you'll be very impressed with what we've got to present to you. So Don, why don't you go ahead and take over?
Awesome. Thank you, Danny. Well, we're going to talk now. Should not take real long, but Medicare University Live that we have coming up, and we're excited to tell you all the details about it. Again, some of you had joined our Medicare University Live one that we did back in July, but you might be asking, what is this? And this is a solution. As Danny says, it's a quick start program for your agency and your agents to be successful. It is a phenomenal recruiting opportunity. Now, we did our first one last July, and we're calling that our Medicare University Live Foundations. But this one here is going to be very, very different. We are not going to be covering any of the same information. This Medicare University Live is going to be focused on sales. So I'm going to go through at the end here with you some of the specific topics. But to begin with, this Medicare University Live program is what we're calling our turnkey system. It's broken into 3 parts. Number 1 is train your agency. Number 2, train your recruiters. And number 3, train your agents. Now, when I do training for agencies around the country, I often hear that there's a lot of challenges that they have as they're thinking about getting into or growing their Medicare business. And this particular training is designed to address the challenges your agency and agents face and provide immediate solutions. So, what are some of the challenges? I hear that a lot of people have not gotten into the business so far, or have not really put any real substantial investment into their Medicare business because they don't really understand how contracting works. And it's Medicare Advantage and Medicare Supplement, even within the same company, don't always use the same contracting methods. How do commissions work? Commissions are paid on a flat fee basis, or something known as fair market value. It's not a percentage. And of course, it changes every year. So what you got paid on somebody last year, you're going to get more on next year. But how do you do that? How do you account for that? And how do you do certifications? And how do you pick the right carriers? And then how do you train the agents? There is no national training program that I'm aware of for training agents on Medicare. You can go get training to be a CLTC if you want to be an expert in long-term care. There's plenty of them out there for life insurance, certified financial planners in the investment industry. Is there anything out there for training people on Medicare? And there's not that I'm aware of. I've done this over 20 years. I've never found one. This is it. So we're going to talk about the most important things to know, how to, get agents that are new to Medicare, how to get agents who are already in Medicare to grow their business. There's training, because oftentimes if an agent calls up and says, should I sell somebody a Medicare Advantage or a Medicare supplement? Which one do you recommend? You got to know about their situation. You got to be able to have knowledge to be able to make a good recommendation, and even when to sign somebody up. So this is all covered in our training. There's challenges people have. How do you recruit to Medicare? How do you provide value to resources? What are the hot points for agents? You see, when you're recruiting to Medicare, the commissions for Medicare Advantage and prescription drug plans are set by the government. So you don't have, I can offer you more commission as your hook to get agents in. So you got to provide value some other way. And what are agents looking for? They're looking for marketing and sales ideas. They're looking for sales training in addition to Medicare's training. They want to know, how do I use systems? How do I do a proper explanation of Medicare, which we call our Medicare review document? And how do I sell multiple products to somebody? So we talk about cross-selling. And how do I get leads? We have something we call our referral programs that agents can use that cost them absolutely nothing, but can set up a steady stream of leads from other professionals. So a lot of different challenges that sometimes prohibit agencies from getting into the business, right? And not only that, but there's a lot of other challenges sometimes that I hear from agency owners, and they don't know kind of how to handle all these things. I'm not going to go through all of these, but let me just tell you a quick story. You see right here in the middle, how to sign someone up for Medicare. So I was doing a training for an agency earlier this month on how to sign somebody up for Medicare. And of course, the rules are different if you're turning 65, if you're retiring from a group plan, etc. And it was amazing that the most tenured Medicare agents still did not know all of the details on how to do this properly or correctly. It was interesting when I shared with them how I've modified Form 40B from the federal government to take away the big question that's not on there, which is when should your Part B start, that it eliminates all the problems for them. And so the information that we share is great for both brand new agents as well as agents who've been doing it for a while, right? The other thing that there's very little information out there being circulated is this one down here on the bottom right called the IRMA, the Income-Related Monthly Adjustment Amount. That's the surcharge that wealthy individuals get on top of their Medicare because the government says they're making too much money. So they have to pay more in premium, but they get nothing more for it. And I have a lot of clients that are paying IRMA. But when you know how to fill out Form 44, and you know the 8 different situations that can help them reduce or eliminate their IRMA, and you can save them up to $9,000 a year in these extra fees, that leads to lots of other sales. I mean, lots of other sales. And so we talk about all of these things here. So that actually does all the training for your agency. So don't let all this overwhelm you. If you don't have the resources or knowledge, you can do what you're probably doing already in your business. I'm sure that probably a lot of you are going to outsource your website, or maybe you outsource someone to do your taxes for you. If you don't know how to do all this stuff, you don't have to have an entire team in your office to do it. I always say focus on what you're good at and outsource the rest. That's what smart companies do. So let's talk about your senior market marketing and recruiting program. This can be your marketing and recruiting program to bring new agents in. Agents that you might have 1 or 2 contracts with that you want to get all of them. Agents that you have nothing with and you want to just get started with them. Because by using this program I'm going to talk to you about here, the 3 steps, you're going to increase your recruiting activity. It will prepare your agency. It'll train your agents. It'll provide new value. And it's going to increase your number of highly profitable agents. Please remember, somebody is always recruiting your agents. Whether you know it or not, they're getting emails, they're getting calls, they're getting letters in the mail from other agencies that are telling them why they should come work for them. So this recruiting really never stops, because in addition to bringing new agents on, you have to remind them of all the benefits that they have while working with you. And this can be the retention program. I don't know if you have a retention program, but this can be your retention program for your current agents, as well as a recruiting program for new agents, and help to increase your profitability. You want highly profitable agents. So how do you do that? Well, first step, number one, we do a 90-minute webinar on everything your agency needs in order to be ready to recruit, contract, and train your agents. Right? That's step number one. That's a 90-minute webinar that we do as step one. Step number two is focused on another 90-minute webinar session to prepare your team that is speaking with agents every day to recruit new agents and increase sales. So your trainers, your managers, your recruiters, okay? That is step number two. Step number three, this is Medicare University Live. This is the part I get most excited about. It's training your agents. It's 5 90-minute daily sessions, Monday through Friday, 90 minutes each day, covering everything that we just discussed on these previous slides and more, because I have slides at the end that are going to tell you some more things we're going to train on. New agents will be ready to make sales after this training, and experienced agents will learn a lot of new things. So we're going to provide daily material so they can take notes, any sort of worksheets that we've created will obviously go to you. And if that agent who you're trying to recruit sees this amazing worksheet on Medicare Review, or this amazing worksheet on how to do life insurance replacement properly, or they see that whatever we're showing, the needs analysis profile, and they want that, they can't just download it off the website. They're going to have to come to you. They're going to have to contract with you, and then they can get that document from you that, of course, it has a spot for your logo on it. So it's going to be live video training for your agents. They can ask questions, and you can use it to, like I said, train your agents, recruit new agents. So you can promote and position Medicare University Live as your program. You're not going to hear any specific iGroup or iGroup Senior Markets or anything like that in there. This is going to be white labeled, if you will, as something you are offering your agents. And if they want access to it, they need to contract with you, or they need to have contracts with you. Again, it's going to retain and train your current agents. I can't emphasize that enough, that someone's always doing that. And you'll be provided with a marketing flyer and email content to drive agents to this event. So, important things to remember about Medicare University Live that we're holding in March. It's going to be sales focused. We'll be showing agents the right way to present Medicare options for clients, and most importantly, cross-sell. That's the most important thing. So, the dates of the event. First webinar, the agency training, scheduled for February 19th at 2 p.m. Central. Number two, the train the recruiters. That is going to be February 26th, also at 2 p.m. Central. And Medicare University Live, mark your calendars, is March 19th through 13th. That's a Monday through Friday at 2 p.m. Central. This will create more profitable agents, which is what everyone on this call is looking for. So now, what are we going to cover on the very first one for the agency? We're going to cover everything on this screen. How do you do contracting? How do you do certifications? How do you track commissions? How do you onboard someone correctly? All this type of stuff that the people at your agency need to know or need to get brushed up on. We're going to cover all that. The second training, the webinar one, focused on your recruiters, is how do you contract an agent once they say yes? And how do you explain and set them up for commission? How are you prospecting and training and marketing? When you're recruiting agents, you have to let them know about everything they have access to. What are the tools? What are the cross-selling opportunities? So those are the topics for the second one. Now, what are we doing during MU Live? This one is going to be quite different than the one we did last July. Now, don't get me wrong, that's a great one. In fact, we're doing it again this coming up July. But this one's going to be very, very sales focused. So you're going to see a lot of role playing, everything from start to finish, sitting down with somebody all the way to making the sale, walking out of the house with an application. And the way we do it is we're going to show them how to lead with Medicare, a product that every single person will eventually get if they live long enough, is Medicare. So how do you lead with Medicare, and how do you find life insurance and annuity opportunities? And some of these topics I'm going to cover here in these next few slides. We may get moved around a little bit as we refine it, but this is pretty good. We're going to talk about on day one, how do you establish client profiles? Number two, how do you take a needs analysis profile? Some people call it a fact finder, whatever you want. We're going to show how to do that, to gather the information you need, because we don't want just Medicare sales. We want it to lead to other sales. We're going to show how to use the Medicare planner that we created. We're going to show them how to use the Medicare review document that we've created to help make it simple for clients. We're going to show them how to use mymedicare.gov to find out the right drug plan, the right Medicare Advantage plan for people. Day two, we're going to talk about how to sign up for Medicare. That is important. That's their first instructions from you, oftentimes. And if you can explain that clearly and intelligently, it leads right into all the rest of your sales. How do you sell a hospital indemnity plan before you can even sell a Medicare plan? We're going to cover that as well. How do you do a scope of appointment correctly? And we're going to talk about how you do enrollment as well, like going onto the carrier website and showing them how to do an enrollment. No reason for them not to be able to leave this 5-day training being able to sell a Medicare plan. Day three, evidence of coverage review. So Medicare Advantage plans, prescription drug plans, by law, are always mailed directly to the client. And that takes away an opportunity for your agent to deliver the policy to continue to build that client relationship and make second and third and fourth sales. So we're going to talk about how to do an evidence of coverage review and get back in front of the client, how to deliver a hospital indemnity and med sup and get extra business, and really how to sell more products. We're going to be talking about extended health care, all right? My new name for long-term care insurance, extended health care. What is your extended health care plan? It has a much better connotation. People don't automatically put up their guards about that. So we're going to talk about that. It's a product I'm very passionate about. And if you're talking about Medicare, you need to talk about this as well. And day four, we're going to talk about life insurance. We're going to talk about how to do a replacement on a final expense policy and how to do it properly. We're going to talk about how to do a final expense presentation. We have a PowerPoint presentation that has an extremely high closing rate for your agents. We're going to talk about how to do a policy review for clients with coverage and how to sell them a new policy. They've bought life insurance once, they'll probably be open to buying it again. They see the value in it. We're going to talk about how to sell value. Day five, we're going to talk about annuities. And we're going to talk about assets under management. And we're going to talk about advanced Medicare sales tips. So if any of these things have an interest for you and your agent, this is a way that you'll be able to make money off of every one of these things. Now, what that lends itself to in our training is that there's going to be some carriers that are specifically focused on some of these products. So if you are not currently appointed with National Guardian Life for their long-term care plan, you need to talk to Danny Gordon and get that contract. If you're not currently contracted with Aetna for their senior products, which includes Medicare Supplement, cancer insurance, and their short-term care plan, you need to talk with Danny Gordon and get contracted, because that's a phenomenal product. It fits a great niche for the people who aren't healthy enough or don't have enough money for a traditional long-term care plan. Getting one of these is not much different than getting a hospital indemnity plan. And again, it's just one more quiver that you have in your, or arrow you have in your quiver to be able to tie those clients to you. There's also a phenomenal product that has both amazing life and long-term care benefits. It's called the Trans Elite product. It is a guaranteed universal life policy. It is guaranteed issue, no health questions, up to $100,000. And the policy takes effect the first day of the next month. The pricing is amazing. It's generally about half the cost of the Gerber guaranteed issue plan. And this product has a great long-term care rider on it where you can double the death benefit for long-term care. We're going to talk about all of these products during Medicare University Live. I did a Trans Elite training recently for an agency, and I have heard from one of the owners of that agency that their sales have gone through the roof because all their agents are going to people that they couldn't get insured before, people that are paying too much for their guaranteed issue coverage, people who wanted long-term care but couldn't qualify. It's just amazing. So it will ignite sales tremendously. And so just a quick note, these carriers are going to be covered in our training, and you can get your contracts for all of these from Danny. So please talk with him about that. Now, Medicare University Live Foundation, the one we did last July, is coming back. We're going to do it again this July. Again, it's going to be a 5-day training covering Medicare basics, Medicare products, leads, prospecting. It's going to go over marketing. And I've trained a lot of agents multiple times on these products, on this training. And if you are like me, I don't always retain 100% of the stuff I hear the first time I hear it. So that's going to be back again for those agents who you're brand new or who need a brush up on it. So here's how it works. You can get any of your staff on the first 2 calls, the February 19th and the February 26th. Then you can use the provided emails you can get to promote Medicare University Live to your current agents, right? Keep them with you and any prospective agents that you want to recruit. So there's emails that have already been created for you to email to your database or a database that you buy. And agents are going to register for Medicare University Live, and the registration sets them up for each training. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Then you're going to get a report of your attending agents. So you know who actually attended the Medicare University Live. So this is a little flyer where you can, as an example, that we put together so that you can register for Medicare University Live. So what do you get? You get agency training, your recruiter training, and you get a 5-day Medicare University Live for contracted agents, and that can also be used to recruit new agents. And you also get 3 days of MU Live Foundations. And what do I mean by that is this. You might have an agent who's new to Medicare and they want to attend this meeting. This is a 5-day webinar. But if they've never sold Medicare before, this is going to be overwhelming for them. So we have the Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, the three video recordings of our last July training, which you could also use to help your agents get kind of up to speed on the foundations of Medicare from last year. And we'll make that available to you to provide to agents if you want it, if you have a brand new to Medicare agent. So Medicare University Live is about a point of entry to a relationship with a brand new agent. Now, how does the pricing work? For MU Live, you can have as many of your team as you want to participate in the first 2 trainings. So you can have all of your staff, doesn't matter how many there are. Same thing for agents. It is not a charge per agent. You buy it, and you can have 10 agents, you can have 1,000 agents to participate in the 5-day. You can have anybody from your internal office participate. The cost is $995. So we're offering a special discounted price if you want to go ahead and sign up for both the March 1, March 9th through the 13th, and the July 1 Medicare Foundation. July 13th through 17th. So if you want to use Medicare University Live as an ongoing recruiting tool for March as one training and July as another training, and you know you're going to do that, then you can go ahead and get 50% off and sign up for both of them at the same time. How would you register for this? You would go to the website that's on the screen, imo.medicareuniversitylive.com, and you can register for one or both of the next two MU Lives for 2020. So that is the exciting training we have coming up for you. I'm going to open it up for questions. If you have any questions, you can type them into the chat function or in the question and answer thing, and we will do our best to answer them.
Don, can you hear me?
Yes, sir. I can hear you.
I was muted for a second, but I just wanted to say good job on the presentation. And I think that the training is another part of the value proposition that you will need to have to recruit Medicare agents. And training and marketing are the two biggest values that you can bring to an agent. So, Corey, do we have anybody with questions?
No, it does not look like it. And one thing I wanted to reiterate that Don covered, talking about how this MU Live is going to be sales focused, and a lot of it's going to be role played. That's actually a recommendation we got from someone in the July session. And the way the role play is going to work is we're essentially going to have two profiles of a client that we work with from start to finish. One demographic is going to be someone that would fall kind of toward the lower income. There's not a whole heck of a lot of financial planning you can do, but we're going to be focused on the Medicare Advantage side and the products that work with that. So agency, working with that client looks like from start to finish, and then somebody that has some assets to do some planning with. So they're going to get both ends of the spectrum on this. So no matter what demographic, what area you have agents working in, they're going to be able to understand from that start to finish when a client walks in or a prospect walks in the door, how to make them a client with multiple prospects, or excuse me, with multiple products. So it does look like we have some questions coming in right now. So hold on.
I have two questions on my board. Do you see them?
I do. So is the March? Yeah. Do you see that, Don?
Yeah, I think I just unmuted Stella. Stella?
Yeah, she typed in the question about the difference of two sessions. And Stella, the difference is primarily one's a sales focused training. The other one is going to be more of a foundations basics of Medicare training. So I think you attended the July one, so you already know how that one goes. But this one is going to be really about how to sell, how to position, how to cross sell, and it is about sales techniques and so forth. So that's the big difference. Yep, and then Cheryl, let's see, Cheryl asks, repeat address to sign up for the class. Is IMO, so imo.medicareuniversitylive.com, Cheryl. I guess he's not seeing the screen. He must be just listening in. Okay. Anybody else with questions?
No, it does not look like it. It looks like that is it for now. So yeah, if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to Danny, and he can have us get in touch with you all on any of your questions. And when you do register, that's when you'll start to get you'll get all the supporting materials that you're going to need to start marketing and recruiting to this. So once you see those or register, you'll start getting that information rather quickly from us. So that way you can go ahead and start promoting the event. And if there's anything in particular you want to do from a prospecting recruiting standpoint, visit with us. We'll be happy to visit with you and help put a kind of a custom plan together if need be. But that looks like it is it for now. If you have any questions, you can certainly let Danny know, and we'll be happy to get back with you all.
Okay. Thank you, guys. I appreciate everybody's time. And Don, thanks for giving me a heads up on those carrier products, because we do need to get those. We need to get everybody pointed for those carriers. They're great products to have. So, all right, I'll talk to all of you later, and have a great Wednesday. All right, bye-bye.